Hi, hello, welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today, I kind of wanted to talk about how I feel like a lot of the things that are going on right now are kind of hurting us as people, especially as young people, but I think they're hurting all people. And why I feel like it's going on. Okay, I'm gonna kind of touch base on like addictions, like hookup culture, the porn industry, all of that stuff. I feel like is really strange nowadays. I feel like it's considered normal. I feel like people consider this stuff normal, and I don't really understand why it's considered to be normal and why it's also considered strange or different to not be involved in these types of things. Okay, so the first thing I kind of want to get us started on is the addiction aspect, because I've mentioned in multiple of my videos that I used to have addiction problems. Like, I used to smoke weed, I used to vape, I used to smoke cigarettes, I used to drink, I used to do hard drugs when I was a teenager. I used to do all of that stuff. So I do understand how addiction works and like the reason why people get addicted to things. But I find it odd that like through pop culture and through movies and TV shows and all of this stuff, it is very much pushed on to young people through these types of content that we are, taking in. If you watch a lot of the, new music videos or the new TV shows that are popular, like Euphoria, for example. Literally, Euphoria has a lot to do with like drugs and, sex and all of that stuff, and it is involving teenagers. So to me, that's just very odd, and it's a very popular show. So I never watched it, so I don't really know exactly what it's about, but I do know that that stuff is involved in the show, and it's involving people that are supposed to be presented as teenagers. And to me, that's just strange. I don't feel like that's something that should be necessarily considered normal, and I do understand that that is stuff that happens, but why is that stuff that happens? Probably because it has been being pushed onto us in a certain type of way that makes it almost glamorizes it, if that makes sense. And I don't really understand why are we, willingly taking in this type of media. And don't get me wrong, I used to watch a lot of shows that were quite mainstream and that did do these types of things, but I also feel like it did negatively affect me, especially as a teenager. Okay, because I used to watch, like, when I was a teenager, I used to watch American Horror Story, and there's just a lot of things in that show that, I would like see in my brain, if that makes sense, when I wasn't watching the show, and I'd be like, oh, well, that's weird, like, I don't want to see that right now, because it's really disturbing images, things that you wouldn't necessarily want a younger person to see, if that makes sense. Especially if it was like your kid or something, like you wouldn't want to show that to a younger child, if that makes sense. So to me, it's very strange that these things are so often like put out and like so popular, that's very odd to me, especially with like music videos and stuff. If you watch music videos, like, they are practically shoving drinking, smoking, doing drugs, sex, all of that stuff, like, down your throat. Like, it is like this is what makes you awesome. This is what gets you money. This is what gets you what you want in life. And it's like very strange to me that that's how this stuff is presented, when these are actually things like drugs ruin people's lives. That is the reality of it. They ruin people's lives. They kill people. Okay? You don't, I think a lot of people like think they do like drugs and they like connect to like spiritual realms and stuff, like with like acid and stuff. You're not connecting to a spiritual realm, you're frying your brain. You do understand that, right? And I do know that, like, I have heard that like mushrooms have specific benefits. I don't know, I don't really do that type of stuff or involve myself in that type of stuff, so I can't really speak on that. But as far as like drugs like that, they are not connecting you to anything. They are hurting you, okay? And I just find it very strange that it's like always just put out there that it's like some like normal thing that people do. So then like when people meet someone that doesn't do it, it's like odd. I don't understand how that's odd. I feel like that's normal for somebody to not be addicted to substances. I feel like that is about as normal as it gets. You know? Not only just that, I also find it very strange how people can look at people's photos online and decide whether or not to swipe left or right to decide if they want to literally sleep with them. Okay? Tinder is very strange to me. All of those like websites where you do that is very strange to me because I've been on them before. Don't get me wrong, I've been on them before. And never for longer than like 2 days, because I'll always like meet, or like match up with a bunch of people, and then we'll start talking, and they'll want to meet up with me within like a day or two, or, you know, even sometimes within the same day that we match. And it's very odd to me that you're so willing to meet up with somebody that you barely know. Not only meet up with them, but literally sleep with them. Like, that is so odd. I don't understand how that's not considered odd. I've never met up with anybody that I've met on Tinder because I always feel like it's quite unsafe, you know? Ted Bundy would have had a field day on Tinder, all right? If I was a maniac, psycho, killer, murderer, I would get on Tinder because, man, I could meet up with 3 people within the first, 8 hours of me being on there, probably less, and these are people that are matching with multiple people every single day. If you did meet up with somebody that decided to murder you, there's a good chance they would not get caught. And that's insane. I mean, I don't know if there might be like some type of way that doesn't happen, or I don't know. I never met up with anybody on Tinder. I always found that very weird. I could never go and like perform the highest level of intimacy with someone that I just met 2 days ago. Very strange. Very, very strange to me. Even just meeting somebody at the bar, going to the bar and meeting with somebody and hooking up with them after the bar. Very strange to me. How, because I don't know if I'm just, different. I don't know, because I genuinely think that this is normal. I think it is very normal to want to get to know somebody before you actually, do that with them. I feel like that's very regular, but I have heard that is, oh, you're different. You're different. Okay. That's weird. That's real weird to me that I'm different, because I feel like that shit is regular. I feel like it is so normal to want to know somebody before you do that with them. And I feel like that's something that everybody should do. I feel like everybody should want to know the person before they just hook up with them, Very strange to me. And I think that maybe it has to do with the porn industry and how open it has become, because personally I had to delete Instagram because of this, because of the OnlyFans situation that's going on. Because I would like see OnlyFans ads on my Instagram constantly. Not only did it make me uncomfortable, it kind of made me feel bad about myself in ways, and I would like continuously put, like, you know how on Instagram you can push the 3 dots and put not interested and it will, you know, take off that video. I would continuously get the same type of content even after multiple times putting that I was not interested in that type of content, if that makes sense. So that was very strange to me that I kept getting that type of content on my Instagram. Not only did I get that specific type of content, I would get ads that would basically be like, if you join today, you can get a house in, you know, a month. You can, you know, and that's just weird. I don't understand why we're actively trying to get multiple women to plaster themselves on the internet for 8 billion people to see, potentially. That's just weird. I don't know, that is so weird to me. Such a weird thing that's going on right now. And I feel like it's really strange because I'll tell you something that happened in my personal life. I used to post on Reddit, and I know that that's not the best place to post, and I definitely know that now because I learned the hard way. But I would post normal, regular photos. I mean, like regular ass photos of myself on Reddit, and I would get bombarded with private messages of people asking me for my OnlyFans, to make an OnlyFans, to send them personal pictures of myself, videos of myself, of me saying, doing very strange things, by the way. Not trying to yuck anybody's yum here, but like, there's a lot of weird stuff that people asked me to do that I would have never guessed, but it doesn't matter. And or start a business with them on OnlyFans. And like, I'm posting like regular pictures of myself. First of all, these people don't even know how old I am. They don't know anything about me, which I know I look like I'm above the age of 18, but still, like, it's just odd. Like, why is that? What, you don't even know me, like, you don't know anything about me, and you're like just asking to see me naked. Like, that is so odd. That is so freaking weird. And I had to like delete my Reddit because I actually became traumatized from it. Like, all the messages I was getting, I couldn't do it anymore. But I mean, I deleted Reddit, I deleted Instagram. I couldn't do it anymore. But I just find it very strange that that's so normal. And I think that the reason why this is happening is because there is a higher group of people that are kind of controlling this, I feel. And I feel like they're trying to put us like in this like box to make us like these zombie like people who are addicted to all of these things, like substances, mindless sex, pornography, all of that stuff. I really feel like we are kind of being forced into this box to be addicted to all of this stuff, and we need to break out of this because this is not normal. Like, the things that are being advertised to us, the things that we're seeing online and stuff like that, this stuff is not normal. It is not normal to be addicted to substances. It is not normal to hook up with random people that you meet on the internet, and it is not normal to watch porn. That is just not normal. And I find it very strange that it is something that has totally become normal. And I definitely think that this is something that we need to break free from. Don't allow yourself to be a zombie, and don't allow yourself to be caught up in this group or like this huge net of lies that's being like presented to us, because I feel like it's really being presented to us to distract us from what's actually going on. Do I know what's actually going on? Absolutely not. But there is something that is happening right now that for some reason we are, I guess maybe they're trying to distract us from it, or they're trying to keep us in a box so we can't become, or we can't live up to our full potential, if that makes sense. So if you're watching this video, if you've made it this far in this video, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I highly encourage you to, if you are addicted to any of these things, if you do any of these things, I highly encourage you to try your best, not even try your best, I highly encourage you to just break free from it, because it's holding you back. And I feel like it is almost meant to be that way. It is meant to hold you back. So don't allow yourself to be caught up in this net of lies where they're kind of just trying to put us all in a box. Get outside of the box. Be your own person. Be weird. Be weird but normal, if that makes sense. Okay? I think that that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you got that far, this far, love you. Goodbye.